Hi guys, Iron Cameraman here. I guess judging by the fact that you clicked on this video, you at least want to understand why I thought Plunger and Dark Speakerman would be back. But trust me, that's not even the most interesting thing we're going to discuss today. How about this thesis that the burning church we saw in episode 77 may refer to the soon return of Skibidi Scientist, but already on Astro's side? Yes. You heard right, and I'll explain what I mean shortly, and that's not all. I realized today why the Astros are bent on killing every human on the planet and why they need to. How Secret Agent and his new secret special ops team, who operate in the shadows to serve the light, are involved. And why Plunger is the new agent who is overseeing the war to help Dafook defeat the Astro Toilets once and for all. I mean, Astro Toilets aren't just ordinary people or toilets, they are the ultimate aliens who are capable of many things we can't imagine. Well, as you can see, you're certainly not going to be bored today. Also, just a reminder that I asked Dafook Boom questions, and as I'm writing the script for this video, he's already written me the answers. So tomorrow will be an exclusive interview with him, but to speed up the release, put like to this video, because every like is a big motivation for me. And of course, I advise you to watch till the end, because you're gonna love and be surprised by my latest theory. Anyway, here we go. Remember, back in the previous breakdown, I mentioned the overkill of Astro Toilets, that they completely try to exterminate people and bully agents and toilets. While it's more or less clear with the second, as it's basically their main obstacle in achieving their goal, the humans are a bit of a different story. We've seen many times that Skibidi Toilets very rarely killed people, they mostly tried to infect them, and in Astro Toilets' case, they didn't. So they don't reproduce like Skibidi Toilets do. One of the Skibidi Toilets' goals is to enslave humans, as this method helps them increase the size of the race for battles, jobs, training, and so on. It reminded me of the character in Venom, where the symbiote lives and feeds off its host, thus surviving. It follows that the Skibidi Toilets didn't kill humans for nothing. They need them for the survival of the species at the very least. Meanwhile, the Astro Toilets try to eliminate them at every opportunity. This leads me to think that the Astros are afraid or worried that the humans will be able to fight back seriously, as if they've had experience with them before. Or killing people could be seen as fear of something new and unknown. But no, I won't believe that such a powerful race didn't know about humans. If we think back to previous episodes, we know that Astro Toilets and Skibidi Toilets were working together in the beginning. And so it's unlikely that the Skibidi Toilets wouldn't have told the Astros about the population of Earth before the war. From which we draw the logical conclusion that the Astro Toilets may already be guessing about a certain Dafook. Or maybe they have already guessed, which is why they try to kill any human at every opportunity. Or they've had negative experiences with humans before. You know, I assume that Astro Toilets are not from our universe at all, or at least not from our planet. And this fact is supported by many facts. They somehow found out about our planet, and so they decided to take it over. But since they are able to move between universes, we can conclude that they have met humans before, or perhaps Secret Agent from another reality who was able to fight back, but eventually had to run away to avoid dying. I talked more about this in the previous video, so we won't focus on it now. Okay, we get it, but why don't the Astro Toilets infect people, thus creating a more versatile army than the Skibidi Toilets? Perhaps the whole Skibidi virus, everything we've seen on the show, is an experiment of the Astro Toilets that they decided to put on the inhabitants of Earth. Perhaps the Skibidi virus is some kind of new weapon of mass action to destroy worlds without the Astro Toilets' main army. And it failed, as we can see. Because of this, the Astros decided to quickly clean up the planet of all life forms. Because they're literally demolishing entire cities. We saw that in episode 76. And who knows how many more cities around the world have been destroyed by Astro. Many times we've tried to find out their origin, and time again, it's led us back to space. But in episode 77, the Astro Toilets proved that they're much scarier than the Skibidi Toilets. They're real aliens. When you think of it that way, you can assume that the entire Astro race was never really human. Those legs that came out of their heads prove that theory to us. By the way, this scene may be a reference to the movie The Thing. There was also a similar scene with the head-on legs, although it was a reference to this movie, but agree, it looked creepy. I touched a bit on the burning church, but now I want to finish my thought. Let's start with the fact that Da Fuck Boom himself talked a lot about dreams. At least you can remember his interview with Forbes magazine. As you may recall, he stated there that the idea of the Skibidi Toilet originally came about because of Boom's dream. If there was no such context, I wouldn't have taken up the following theory. But since the Skibidi Toilet is connected, in fact, directly, it turns out it's not just a detail, but some kind of sign to us, the audience. Who does not know a burning church in dreams means great changes, great grief? And knowing how attentive he is to details, it can't be a coincidence. In principle, everything is maximally logical. The most global event in the series has happened, namely the union of old enemies who now fight side by side. So definitely the burning church once again indicates the point of no return and that the world we've been watching has changed forever. But still, such a sign could also refer us to another change or grief, the kind of grief that would shake both the Skibidi Toilets and the Alliance, namely the return of the Skibidi scientist. Yes, in fact, there are already a few interesting details that give a chance of a scientist appearing in the future. First of all, the preview for Season 20 has changed. It now features the scientist instead of G-Man and Astro, which may be a hint from Da Fuck. Secondly, there are so many times in the show that Boom has used trickery using fake and mecha versions of his characters, and to this also adds hints of Astro versions of the characters, because we don't have any confirmation yet that such characters are only in one copy. Perhaps somewhere there is an Astro version of the scientist, which we have not yet been shown. And now imagine how such an appearance can undermine not only the Alliance, but all Skibidi Toilets. After all, it's hard to see their former leader on the side of the enemies, especially G-Man will be the most hurt. Now on to the very theory I mentioned in the beginning. Who really is the chair and the flower, and what are they up to? Let's start at the very beginning. These two objects are relatively recent. In fact, they are now following the war, appearing in all sorts of places, just watching. In doing so, they move and shift around. And as of late, one of these objects, namely the chair, has gained the ability to fly at tremendous speeds. It uses this ability to help the agents, as we saw in episode 76. From this, we conclude that these characters are on our side and do not want to harm the Alliance and the Skibidi Toilets. But who are they? We understand from the green light in episode 76 that they are connected to Secret Agent. And also in this episode, this is confirmed when the chair and Da Fuck were together in the same shot. So the chair and the ficus are Secret Agent's main assistants so far. From this, we can speculate who they might be. It could be twins, which is unlikely, or it could be a new race, which is also unconfirmed and unlikely to be true. That it could be Dark Speakerman and Plunger, on the other hand, is very likely. For one thing, Plunger's glitch and chair abilities are very similar. In episode 76, we clearly saw the chair destroying little Astros at breakneck speed. And who else did that? Plunger, of course. Secondly, in episode 70, Secret Agent showed that he has the ability to bring characters back to life with the example of the lucky cameraman. By the way, here you may have a logical question. Why did he kill Plunger then, if he brought him back again? It's simpler than it seems. As you may remember, in one of the additional scenes, Lucky Cameraman was taken away for questioning, or perhaps already imprisoned until the circumstances are clarified. We don't know for sure yet, but either way, right now, Secret Agent needs eyes in the war to keep an eye on what's going on with the rank-and-file agents, how the Astros are doing, what their technology is like, and most importantly, how G-Man and his army are doing. That's what he needs these characters for. Right now, they play an important role in gathering information that Secret Agent will use against the Astro Toilets in the future. And who else but them could be more professional for such a mission? Especially since they are dead to the Alliance, which reduces the risks of them being exposed. However, on the likelihood of Dark Speaker being a flower, there is no definitive data yet. Still, Plunger might have insisted that his friend be brought back. Because we all know Plunger's character, right? My team and I even made a concept with Plunger, Dark Speakerman, and Da Fuck. I have little faith that this will be the case in episode 77, but at least in episode 80, this is to be expected. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss tomorrow's exclusive interview with Da Fuck Boom. This was Iron Cameraman. See you again.